Child marriages undermine the rights of girl children, interrupts their education, and therefore their future.
It's criminal, to coerce a girl who is less than 18 years of age. It's criminal, and by definition, a child in the African Union is a child who is less than 18 years of age.
Can you imagine your own daughter composing a poem out of her own preventable pain and experience?
Unusual disease is about to take my life. I will leave this world with pains and tears, remembering I'm affected because of you. Raped me at the age of 7, as young as I was, as innocent as I was. I will leave this world with pains and anger that I won't get married or be loved. Here, when they discriminate my infection, listen to the pains in my heart. It hurts like my son's death. It beats like Sukupu Saba Apostola.
Or getting married at 8.
Marrying people at the age of 8 is not right. It is not only marrying. It's like the Maasai customers. If a man goes to your house and you're pregnant, they give you a ring, you wear it on your small finger. And they say, if you deliver a baby girl, it's going to be the wife.
Or being a mother at 13.
I gave birth to a child when I was 13.
Can you feel the pain and remain unmoved? Because for far too many of us on the continent, the nightmare of child marriage is our current narrative.
Or I can talk of fisi. It's very common in Malawi. It's known as fisi, whereby when a girl comes of age, she has to sleep with an older man. That's just the way of showing that she's now grown up.
We live in a world where girls are regarded as a commodity to settle debts, promised to men before we're even born, and generally abused because of poverty and tradition.
I think we need to differentiate between tradition and what I would call pure ignorance, because it's some of these traditions that we so tightly hold on to that are going to destroy us and the future generations.
Consider our value.
Before we can send our girls to school, and before we can do all this, because it would be great, but we need to change our perception of the value of a woman. We need to make it the value of an individual, a human being, before the value of anyone else's object.
Being a woman doesn't mean that you cannot be a leader. So every woman can be a leader, and every girl can be whatsoever she wants in life.
If you're a girl, believe in yourself. If you're a man, respect that girl. Respect her as your friend, as your sister.
When a girl is very empowered, when a boy wants to force her to sex, she will say no.
So whenever they hear no, it actually means no. No does not mean yes.
Consider our solutions.
Education should be free for all, because I think it's a human right. Each and every person deserves the right to be educated and to be in school.
And if boys were being talked to, like the way us girls are being talked to, about the awareness and the consequences that comes out of being an early father, yes, I think early child marriages could reduce.
Every man is a potential rapist. If we are able to address this through Ujama Pamozi moments, by being a bystander intervener, our sisters will all be safe.
And bring us to the discussion table.
The best we can do is send representations and send pieces of paper. I'm tired of just sending youth declarations and sending pieces of paper. I think another part of it is just giving us space in the room.
Here we are. We are the girls who are getting married. We are the girls who are dropping out. They're seeing us, they're hearing us, and it can't be denied when the physical people are actually there, can it?
With your support and the enactment of laws, we're beginning to see a change.
The girl child is a silver bullet for the change of development in Africa. If we do not empower them, there will be no future for anyone else.
We actually bring robust evidence in terms of what works to prevent child marriages. So we've been tracking that evidence since 2001, and we are able to demonstrate that education can delay the age at which the girls get married, can delay the age at which the girls get to have children. The young women become economically independent. They're able to support themselves and support their families.
We are also working on the Children's Code Bill. This is a bill that is trying to bring all the different pieces of legislation to protect children into one. so that we can effectively protect our children. So the Children's Code Bill will soon be taken to Parliament so that it becomes law. And once that one is law, I think we'll be assured as a country that a lot of our children will be protected from all these vices.
We've supported in Zambia over 200,000 girls that are in school, that are coming out of school, that are engaged and speaking against this vice and helping other young girls and women not to fall into the trap. As long as we are empowering them to get some means of supporting themselves, speaking for themselves, we are winning. And we will win.
We were very satisfied when that bill passed. We were at Parliament when the bill was being passed, engaging with the Minister of Gender herself and as well as other stakeholders. But the passing of a law is only the beginning, because it is the enforcement of the law that truly changes the lives of the girl child at the local level. Now, my wife and I, we have 3 sons. We don't have girls, but I do not want my sons to grow up in an Africa where the girl child is at a disadvantage.
The activity of marrying girls very young is condoned by the women themselves, old women in the villages. The education is very, very important. They should rise against this. But even more important is the issue of men, men who look at some of these issues, although they seem to be favoring men in the villages or even in the towns, but to rise up and say it is wrong. You cannot marry children at that very, very early age. So it has to be a partnership between the men and the women. This is something we cannot do on our own. The men and women must sit together, and work on this.
Children should be allowed to be children. The future of our continent, wealth and children is dependent on what we do today. Let us end child marriages. Let our children be children. Let us together create an Africa that nurtures all their children.